Let's do 720 now, since I haven't done that. Keep changes, yes. Go back. What? Keep changes does not mean apply and save changes? It doesn't actually mean to keep them?
Idle power.
So
we're on the glide slope now.
I hooked up the controller now and
around
it
65
is...
knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number.
Oh man, so much more control
when you're
over
targeting
it.
the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights.
Let's see if I can do this. No,
if it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low.
Alright, let's see. Yes, see.
You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope.
Oh no, wait.
If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high.
What is that?
You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Oh, I never noticed what the... Okay. That's the difference with the controller and the keyboard and mouse. Pressing the right trigger, let it go, it resets the keyboard, push it, and it stays. And it's very slow to respond to because it does it incrementally. I mean, it does with the analog too, but it's a lot slower with the keyboard and mouse. I'm sure there are settings you can change to make it reset position and increase the rate at which it increases and decreases. Alright, 720p, 60 FPS. Ooh, looks very, very smooth too. And it actually doesn't look terrible. Like the instrument panel, yeah, I can't really make out in the greatest detail. But numbers look fine. I can see the 0 through 9 on the altitude, something or other. Stop it. There we go. Okay. Was I climbing too much? No, because the thing's right there, right? The destination is above me. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so it's not solid 60 throughout. You can see the 0.1% at 51. Still, this is the setting I would play this at, I think. I wouldn't do 1080. Maybe 900, I haven't tried that yet. Nah, I would do this. If 900 takes a performance hit at all, which it will, I think. And keep in mind this is DirectX 11. I'm not climbing too much, right? Am I climbing at all? Oh.
Good. You made it to Munns Park. According to the nav log, we've got one more stop. Flagstaff Pulliam Airport. An easier way to navigate is to follow identifiable landmarks like highways. And just so happens we have one below us.
Follow the highway. Oh, this highway? Which way though? I'm assuming not that way, so maybe this way. Right? Is that the highway? I think. I have no idea. Oh, where is it? Oh. Flagstaff Pulliam Airport. There we go. Where's the highway? Is that it? I think I'm going too low. No idea what my altitude is. So I don't know how many times that meter is on around fully. Stop! I need to pull up! No! Up! it not going up? What did I do wrong? Alright, we are sitting at 1080p with everything set to low. It is getting 60 FPS right now, but take that with a huge grain of salt because I did just fire up a flight going out from LAX, and the frame rate was sitting at half, at just under half actually, at 30 FPS. But I left
Welcome
because I
to
crashed.
flight training.
I don't know how to play
I'm
this
your
game
instructor,
yet.
Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. This is Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it?
But yeah, I'm gonna load it up again in the airport. Okay, so this is not LAX, but this is still the training, the first takeoff lesson, and as you can see, the frame rate is already below 60. Took a dip to 50. I'm not sure what lesson this is. Might be the third or fourth one. I'm just gonna bench throughout the whole thing. I haven't been able to complete it yet. I've crashed like twice already.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
No! Here we go again.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern.
Straight in.
And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees
65
of
knots,
flaps and idle
10
power.
degrees of flaps. 10
We're on
degrees
the
of
glide
flaps,
slope
idle
now.
power. 10 degrees of
Maintain
flaps.
speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights. If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low. You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of...
I wish you can pause and not have this screen right here, so you can look at the controls.
descent. But you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Okay, when I turn, I have to turn the...
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Okay, we're past the threshold. Start the flare.
What's the flare?
Keep pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a
Brakes,
stop.
wrong button. Brake. Stop the
Great
aircraft with
job.
brakes.
As
Yeah,
they say,
when we do it.
any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. But if you can use the plane the next day, it's outstanding.
Okay,
Landings
not
can
the
be
best
hard,
though. Oh,
even
there's
for
some
seasoned
weird.
pilots. Trust me. Don't
going on
hesitate
right
to
here
practice.
with the shadow.
After all, that's what we're here for, right?
Save changes, yes.
I've always said, flying is freeing. Open
Oof,
skies,
this is
endless
rough.
possibilities. But to fully enjoy it, you need to be prepared. We're going to focus this lesson on
Super
navigation
choppy.
prep and procedures. The fundamentals of
Even though
getting
we're
from point
sitting at
A
over
to
30.
point B. Step 1, putting some distance between us and the ground.
Yeah, this is not recommended. It's gonna say like this, which most likely it will.
All right, we're off. Now, keep climbing around the airport till we reach 5,800 feet.
Ah, already? Is it because I'm not paying attention? Trying to level it out anymore? Alright. Oh, it's because I'm moving the camera so I can pay attention best, get everything in my field of view. That's a little better. But I can lean my head back to get more field of view, as you would. IRL. I'm not even looking at the frame counter. Just concentrating so hard on this. It's pretty stressful with that. Now beep. Not knowing what to do aside from let go of the control. What is it? The yaw, the pitch, this thing when it goes in and out. Okay, climbing. I did this last time. Oh, not last time, but before last time. I managed to get to the next step, which is to climb to 5,800 feet. Haven't messed with the flaps yet. Just did right now. Pull the control bit. There we go. Looks like I'm drifting, yep.
It goes without saying, but good
There we
navigation
go.
starts with good departure prep. Let's set up the
Nice and
aircraft
slow.
for the first leg of your trip. Attitude? Check. Now for your heading. When you need to set and maintain a heading, you'll want to rely on your heading indicator. Compasses are prone to errors, especially during turns or while accelerating or decelerating. Go ahead and position your plane above the airport.
pretty choppy looking around, but I'm not really doing that because I'm focused on the instrument panel and leveling out. Trying to let that not happen, that beat. There we go. And make it to that departure position.
One last bit of departure prep. We need to validate the time. That's a fancy way of saying start the clock. On the nav log, you can see our next waypoint, Munns Park, is at a 41-degree heading about 5 minutes away. Navigating is basically flying a given heading for a given amount of time. Sometimes you deviate, but if you track the time flown from your last known position, you'll always have at least a range for your current position. We all know speed can increase or decrease depending on the wind. That's why at your next waypoint you'll want to compare your estimated time en route with the actual time flown. Validate your estimate and your progress.
Alright, I'm gonna stop that there. 4K now, low. Ooh, 20 FPS. Height changes, yes. 6 FPS while applying changes.
It's not your fault.
Alright. Wow. not look good. Okay, it's stabilized now. It's not at 8 anymore. Nearly doubled our FPS by waiting a bit. Playable? Sure. If you have no standards, there's no reason to do this when 1440 is an option with over 30 FPS. I guess maybe if you're just, yeah, if I'm not looking around, it's not choppy at all. Pretty smooth actually. If you look at the ground, it doesn't look like stuttering, but once I start looking around, or maybe, maybe it's just the screen capture rig not being able to handle it. CPU usage is at 22%. The capture rig, checking it right now. And GPU is at 33%. So I don't think it's that. I need to pay attention. No. Okay, Mons Park. What is that? 3. What does NM mean? Something meters? Newton meters? Oh man. Frame rate is tanking again. It's down to 13 now. Yeah, this is not good. I'm gonna stop here because I want to actually finish this flight. No. Okay. Stabilize out. Here we go. There we go. Come on. Altitude too high? No, I'm going down too fast.